and it will start copying. So it is telling you that it is copying the files for you, and it will be really, really fast. So just imagine that, let's say this system was infected. So you can, let's say in few minutes, you can get most of the important. So what it says, differing means that it is not able to copy those files. So it will try copying those files in a different way. It will copy that file. It doesn't say that that's an error. It says that these are logged files. So it will try to kind of copy that again in a different way. And I think that if it fails, it will tell you, and then you need to execute the GCAP file maybe with the admin privilege. Okay. So let's see. It is right now, it is telling everything is in differing, but I think GCAP already asked for the admin privilege in beginning because it has the UAC executing, user access Dutch license enabled, where we selected yes. So right now it is trying to copy all those files from these folders and keeping that in the Cape's artifacts. But differing means that it is not able to do that due to certain logged file scenario. But it will be able to do that in a sort of time. It will try to, it has a backup plan internally, so it will try to kind of do that. And if you see in the top bar of the card, it says 80%, 81%, 82%. It says files remaining to be copied, right? So it is kind of also copying the files, and it is also, if you see the counts over there, so it has already copied 3,000 files, and then more than 3,000 files. And then in the deferred queue, there are 245 files, which it will try to kind of recopy through a different mechanism. But let it run. Let it go till 100%. And now it is, I think it is copying the deferred file. So the one that it was not able to copy earlier, it is now copying that. Okay. So there is one more file I have, one more software I have, which is something like, let's say if you are not able to copy a certain file, log file, you can utilize that to kind of read any logged file from the Windows operating system. If Cape is not working somehow, I will say that later. But now it is copying the deferred file. It is almost done. And if you see how fast it was, so if you have to kind of investigate any kind of system, or let's say for any kind of malware or policy violation, you can kind of quickly do that. And thing is that it will keep that in the D drive folder for you, the D drive Cape artifact folder. So if you see, the whole triage artifacts collection was done in just less than 164 seconds. And just imagine if you had to kind of, if this Cape was not there, and you have to kind of investigate, if you want to investigate and do a full disk investigation, that would have taken at least at a minimum 4 hours, or maybe at max 3 to 4 days. Okay. Now you can just press any key to exit from this one. Yes, and now go to that folder, D drive Cape artifacts. Yes, and over here, if you see, the first thing is that it tells you what all files it has copied. So if you open the third file, which is the Excel sheet over here, it will tell you what all files were copied from the C drive and were kept in the D drive. So it is a list of all the files that were copied, right? So you can just close it out. Maybe it will have some confidential information, so let's close it out. But it will give you an idea, okay, what all files are there. Now all the files that were collected, if you go to C drive, so it will have all the files over there, like the MFT, the boot log. Let's not open that up because it will have something confidential for your own host. Thing is that it will have all the folders, let's say user folder, Windows folder. So for an example, if you go to the Windows folder, over here, and then go to System32 and WinEVT, the last one, the logs folder, and if you see, all the event logs has been kind of copied from the C drive automatically, right? And even for the Windows folder, if you go directly to the Windows folder, yeah, and the prefetch file over there, and you see all the prefetch files are there. So whatever things has been executed on this host, everything is there, right? So you can just from the same, like even just from the name, you can figure out, okay, what all softwares are running on the host. You can just exit from there. So I hope you guys got an idea. So maybe you can kind of what you can do is you can I don't want to kind of let's say there will be a lot of confidential file, so let's not deep dive further on that. I can show that on my test lab. uh, yeah, so I hope you go on.
So actually, 3 months back, like we got one requirement from the customer.
Okay.
So let's assume like, so the customer name is V, alphabet V. Okay. So they do have clients like XYZ. Okay.
Okay.
And so this V, what they will do is, so they will develop some softwares to their clients like XYZ. Okay.
Mhm.
So we don't store any data of the clients in their organization. So
Okay.
they will connect to over a VPN to the
Okay.
XYZ clients. Okay. So might be it a Citrix or a Checkpoint or a Sony Call VPN. They are connecting to the client's location. Okay. So
Okay.
whenever they are connecting to the client location through VPN, so client reported that. So uh, whenever your employee is connecting to your VPN, so something malicious is going on.
Okay.
So some exfiltration of data is happening. So they do have their SIM at the client location, and they have reported that. So whenever the vendor is connecting to a network through VPN, so some exfiltration of data is happening through the VPN. Kindly give a notice to the customer.
Okay.
Okay. So client asked that kindly do a forensic on your system and give us a report.
Okay.
And so customer reached to us like we, and so he told that so kindly do in forensic investigation for the two systems. So client also observed that. So actually the VPN do have a user ID password and MFA enabled for the VPN.
Okay.
But the employee works for 9 to 6 only. So but after 10 o'clock also the VPN is getting blocked from the same system.
Okay.
But there is no user working on the system.
Okay.
So for this use case, like, so if you want to do a forensic investigation, so what are the steps like we need to take for that client?
Okay. So there are two things over there. First thing is that it seems that it will require a much deeper investigation. Okay. So in that case, thing is that what I feel is that that from the statement that you made, I feel is that we have at least 1 or 2 days to kind of do our investigation, and it's not something like instant that the client is kind of looking for, like something instant in, like, let's say in like 10 to 15 minutes, for an example. The report, they are looking for a detailed report, what I understood. So in that case, like personally, what I would have done is that I would have not executed cape. I would have not executed cape because there are different reasons for that. Let me think about that. So I would have not executed cape. What I would have done is that I would have taken the full disk memory. So maybe I'll just kind of try to share my screen, and then and then I will try to kind of uh, tell how I would have kind of approached that investigation. So let me quickly share my screen. So I hope my screen should be visible now. And let me just click on mind map. Okay. So let's say this is the client system. And we want to investigate that for the data exfiltration. So now from the statement that you made, I feel that at least the client is not that in a hurry that it needs the report in, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes. So, and the thing is that it is data exfiltration case, so it is quite like complicated and sensitive. So what I would do is that I would